Hi guys, and welcome back again to another episode of Words with Al. Okay, so I thought that I know that I told you that I'm going to go through and explain everything, and I will do that in time. I just noticed that it is, well, my that's not what my channel was about. My channel was about really language development itself, and this whole new reframing of our sciences can come later. Okay, it can come later because I don't want to. Well, I don't really just want to give you information. I want to give you the truth of our past, of our common past, and then I could rather tell you the truth tell you the truth. You will have to discover it yourself. I'm not here to convince you of anything, right? So that everything has to be examined and critically is examined by yourself, and only in that way can it be known. So do not believe in anything that I say. I've stated this throughout all of my videos. Do not believe in anything that I say. I am just sharing my findings, and my findings are tying up what is considered as separate. Okay. So that everything that I've shared so far will be revealed in time. It right. This is just me now working by myself and doing all this work by myself, which has led to so many discoveries that other people have not discovered. Pretty much, that's what I'm saying. So everything here sounds incredible. It sounds a bit crazy that I'm the only one who has found this. But the reason why I'm the only one who's found this is because I'm using an approach that no one else is using. Everybody is stuck in their own culture, in their own mind, and thus they are really not capable of seeing what unites us. What are the threads that led to a divergence? And that is kind of where I am at. I'm working at such a deep time such a deep time place or position that it is very difficult for everyone else to get it because they're not there. No one is there. Okay, so it's very you and me. So everyone who is listening, you and me, we are the only ones who have traveled so far back in time and found what unites us. We found it. The findings are few, naturally, because the further back in time we go, the less knowledge there was, and the fewer words we knew, because we hadn't created other words yet, or sounds, right? So, so for any new ones here, welcome to my channel. My name is Al. I have conducted research on language development from a different point, from a different angle. So most linguists today go pretty much from the out in, and they go in, trying to find out how languages evolved. But unfortunately, due to their own way of thinking, they are inhibited, they're limited by how their mind operates. Yes. Now, let me be very, very clear. I need to be very clear here because this is very difficult for everyone to understand. Our mind is made up of sound. Okay? Our language is sound. It's arranged sound, it's stacked sound, it's coded sound. Now our brain gets what I am saying, so fast that it forgets that it is in fact simply sound. And this is what distinguishes my work from everyone else, and why I have been able to find everything that I have. All these findings that now show us how connected we are, or we were, but we still are very connected because we still use these words. These words are still in use. So that it's not really a matter of me making things up, but rather, rather the fact that I have realized that our original state is stillness. We did not speak. We did not have a formalized language in any way. No rigid language, no rules, nothing. There were simply sounds. And these sounds were very elementary in the beginning. They were just vowels that pertained to our immediate state. And this immediate state would be hunger, right? Hunger, or water, safety, or not safety, but rather danger. And it would simply allude to our immediate state. Either I'm in danger, or I'm safe. Like, I'm safe, so I'm good, right? So everything's just, yeah, that's, or you're full, okay, now you're full, you don't make a sound anymore. But the moment you're hungry again, you need some food, you need some caretaking, you need some water, you need something. It's truly that simple. We can just follow the other animals now because this body is of nature. It is an animal body. I know the religious people out there will not accept this, but this is in fact what is happening here. Our body is nature. Everything else here is nature. It's just we who deviated so much away from nature that we started calling ourselves man. Man and human in the end. Human is just a word that we made. We made this word to pertain to ourselves. But we are not human and we are not man, we're nature. These words came very late. Very, very, very late. Okay? And before these words emerged, we were simply just nature. There was nothing, we were not above anyone else, except naturally that we were above every other life form out here because we could do so much more. But in essence, we originated from the same place. So that we have only now ventured so deep into the future that we have lost our roots and our original state. And I am here to reintroduce it slowly but steadily. This is my task. And I'm trying to explain it in so many ways. And I've tried, I'm going to read the rest of my research as well, where I explain again and again how our languages evolve, how they emerged in the first place, and why this development is overlooked and neglected. That we're so full of information that understanding what information is to begin with is very difficult. Very, very, very difficult. That is why I'm here. I'm here to simplify everything, to make everything digestible so that we can all hear it and be part of it and remember again. So that we can remember our past, remember our roots, remember where we came from, and why we are still nature, independent of how far in the future we might go. Okay, so yes, so that was it. That yes, a little bit of explanation of where I am now and where we are now, and why I'm going back to the roots, to the words, and then I will explain the science as well, biology, the ontology behind it. I won't explain, I'm not going to give you a cure for cancer. I'm not going to give you an infinite glitch of the infinite energy, which we probably should be able to find according to my theory, because my theory explains that energy is all around us. that space-time itself contains infinite energy. But that I don't know the mechanics of how to extract that or how to make that possible, make that available to us. I'm no Nikola Tesla, in other words. Yeah, I'm not the engineer. I need an engineer for that. And thankfully, there are enough of us on Earth now. So this will be discovered in time. But yes, okay, now let's go back to that. Let's go back to where we are. Okay, so here we are now. We are looking at the yeah. And yeah, so this is now just a matter of how we spell this, how we write it, okay? But pronouncing, the pronunciation itself is the same. Yeah, with a J or with a Y is the same, okay? It is the same. Do not be fooled by these letters. This is the same sound. Sound, sound, sound. we're still looking at sound. Okay, so a deep time proto-phonetic account of existential and assertive meaning. This abstract presents a consolidated and theoretically grounded account of the yeah root as a deep time proto-phonetic anchor, integrating newly expanded cross-family evidence with the author's established framework for proto-phonetic analysis. Building on earlier work that treated J as a candidate anchor for a relational being, the present study incorporates a substantially broadened dataset spanning Afroasiatic, Indo-European, Uralic, Niger, Congo, Austroasiatic, Thai Kadai, Papuan, Papuan, Mayan, Japonic, Koreanic, and Kartvelian languages. Yes, their findings demonstrate that the minimal J initial forms recur globally within a tightly bounded semantic domain, encompassing existence, presence, identity, assertion, affirmation, and discourse anchoring. This distribution shows no sign of arbitrariness, coincidence, or unrestricted semantic drift. Instead, it is best explained as the outcome of inheritance from a shared deep time source, followed by a layered grammatical and discourse level development. So that what we see here is that this yeah sound meant something very something that is still found essentially in all of them, but that the semantics evolved the further mankind spread, dispersed, and diverged to become the different type of people they later did. Yes, but in essence, it can be now traced back to its oldest roots, to its oldest root, so that we can all have it explained now where this word comes from, right? So remember that all these languages do not exist in separation. None of them did. None of them do. And inside this language, language truly consists of a vocabulary, right? A vocabulary. That's what this language, all languages are. And inside the vocabulary, there are words that pertain to one specific group, but there are other words that are inherited, that are much, 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 much older. And it is these that we're tracing. We're tracing these specific words inside languages that seem to have a connection far, far, far back in time. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, so the yeah root is thus argued to represent one of the most stable and widely preserved proto-phonetic anchors in human language. It is not the oldest, but it is one of the oldest. Yes, yes, yes. It came much later though than some others, okay? Some other ones, yeah. So I'm going to go straight to the straight to the actual tables here, because I want you who have academic training and passion for it to go and read it. Please do go and read it. Do not, as I said, take my word for it. I don't want blind trust. I don't want blind trust. Blind trust is not intelligence or intelligent. We want something that can be proven and tested, and something that truly shows us something, something that we can all agree upon, not something that I'm making out of thin air. Yes. Okay. Yes, yes. It goes to show now how we're doing it. You can read it. You who have academic training can read it, but I want to reach as many people as possible, even them who don't have academic an academic background. Okay, so what we see here now is we begin with the biblical Hebrew. I I don't like that we begin here with the biblical Hebrew, but that's how far this goes, okay? I think that we will be able to find it in Acadia and Sumerian as well, because those people are still us. We're still the same people, okay? I know that we like to separate people and think that they have no connection to everyone else, but that's not how this works. This is our earth, and we were back in time, we were not that many people. It's very, very simple. We were not that many people, and not everyone learned to speak at the same time. And it is the people who learned to speak first who developed first. And then later, speech would be spread. But it was that speech that was spread. It wasn't new speech, meaning that the other people who had not developed, who did not have speech, who only had the sounds, they had to actually adopt speech itself. Thus, they adopted the words that the people who learned to speak first made, right? The first words that emerged were adopted by everyone else as this development went along. Yes, yes, that's how it was. We did not create words arbitrarily like we do today. Today it is a bit different. But even today we don't really create them arbitrarily. Sure, some slang is arbitrarily, but not really, because it has a sense to it. Some slang has sense to it. Nothing is arbitrary. Okay, everything can be understood within its context. Why it came out the way it did. Why we chose that word to pertain to some idea or something. Yes. Yeah. Okay. So let's begin now with the Afroasiatic. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. There is. There is, there is. Okay. And then we have the next one. Eye. Eye. This is I am, I will be. Eye. And yes. And this actually pertains okay, this pertains to the breath. So I am breath. I am, I will be. But okay? We are breath. Yes, yes. This will be explained, okay? Because there are semantics here that use this as a breath. But don't worry, we will get there. Or the newer Hebrew, that is, sorry, the newer, the European Hebrew, because like modern Hebrew is nowhere near ancient Hebrew. And they state that ancient Hebrew was not a spoken language, but that is incorrect. They only think that it is just a religious script that was never spoken, but that is incorrect. Ancient Hebrew, biblical Hebrew, was spoken because it is found in very, very many languages today. Not the language itself, but the words in ancient Hebrew. Yes. So then we continue on to Aramaic. Yet, there is, and then Syriac, it, there is, and then Hausa, ya, is, exists. All of them now, if you can just follow, you will see that this everything is pertaining to the same thing. There is, you are, I am, something is, something that is. Okay, something that is, whether it is there or here or it is. Okay, just keep that in mind. And then yes, is, exists. So there is pretty much means exists, right? This is now just nuances, but it is the nuances grew later. and differently with every language, so that naturally, when we test it now, it seems that they are unrelated. But that is not the fact. The fact is that they are very related. It's just we who didn't understand. Okay. And then we have ya. Yahai is, again, is. Ya exists, present. Both exists and present. Present is also existing now, right? There is. Exist, present. Yes. And then yeah, there is. Ya is exists. And then we come, sorry, I didn't say the names. Bole, Somali, Wolayata, Walayata, Gamo, Hamar, Albanian, Yam, I am, yeah, again, yeah, just like the other ones, you are. Here it says though that I will be, but yeah, when you say to someone, then it really means you are. But we Albanians have yam for I am, meaning that this yeah became a yam in Albanian. Yes, yes. And then we see here, yeah, for you are. All of this is exists, and there is and is. All of them mean pretty much the same thing. It's just the nuances are growing. It is now being differentiated to pertain to more things. In linguistic terms today, we call it cases, and noun cases. But in fact, we don't understand what this case, what cases mean or what they actually mean. Cases just means roots. So a root idea is being bended. It's a bit stupid to call it a case because cases lock it into a grammatical sense, but that's not what this is. This is rather a root form of morphology that would grow as our intellectual and cognitive development expanded, thus necessitating the emergence of new words. Okay, let me say that again. So, so our morphology grew. It started with one idea, yeah, my breath, I am, right? And then this I am, yam, then became you are, yeah, because I am, you are, it is, there is, existence, presence, and they are, and and ours, and so on and so forth. So this would now grow in nuances that we did not know happened apparently, and that we did not know that we shared with everyone else. We don't know whether they grew in the same way, where they use this as a root to then divide and make new words, but it seems very likely that they did. But I've included Albanian because it has now very many forms using the same J root. And then, yes, so yam, ye, yemi, we are, yeni, you are, in plural, yan, they are. And then there is uy and yon and many more that I've said in the other video. Yes. And then we go to Proto-Slavic, yes, me, I am, yesi, you are, yestu, or yestu, is. Okay, still the same. We're still in the same semantic field, meaning that they are all related. And then yes me again in Old Church Slavonic for I am, yes me. But now we see that the Slavic have included the s sound, because Slavic is a bit newer language. It is a newer language where they started synthesizing words, putting them together, so to create new words. And this ties up with, well, both expansion, migration, and everything that happened during those times. and plus the inheritance from religion. Religion did a lot of this as well with time. Okay. Okay, because we know that the yes sound, yes, from the beginning here, mm, doesn't only mean there is, but it also means fire and man. So that this there is would suddenly become man as well. So I am man, I am. Okay. Yes. So here we have yes, me. And then we have the Russian. Yes, is. And then we have Old English. Yeah, and yes. And sorry, German. Yeah, for yes. Now we have an affirmation. What is now a yes. So yes, yeah, yeah, yeah. It is. Yes. See, even the word yes has its origin from this sound. That it means that meant is, there is, existence, presence, yes, it is. And then, yes, modern English. And then we have Mari in Uralic. So we have now different types of Uralic languages here that also use the same sound for is, and is. And we can now ask, how did this happen? Did we share this word? And it is clear that we certainly did. And then we have a Yoruba in Niger, Congo. Ya or ye exists and yes. Igbo, ya exists, there is. Ewe, ye, yes indeed. Akan, ye, yes, affirmation. Japanese, ya, is. Korean, ya, iya, is. Georgian, ya, is, exists. Thai, ya, assertion, emphasis. And then Lao, ya, emphasis, assertion. Here we see a different use of the same sound. Now it has become a particle. It has become a particle over here too, but here it seems assertion or something, and emphasis. Yeah. It is a lot. It is a lot, or yeah, let's go and do that. Yeah, let's go. Yeah, there's an assertion happening here. Okay. And then we have the Tai Kadai, Zhuang, Ya, particle assertion, again, clause final. And then Enga, Ya, particle exists, is present. Huli, from the Papuan group. Huli, again, Ya, is exists. Kewa, Ye, present, there is. And then Yucatec Maya, Yan, or Yan, there is, exists. And then Kiche, ya, exists, present. Celtal, ya, there is, presence. Vietnamese, ya, yes, assent. Moon, so now we're in the Austroasiatic groups. Mon, ya, affirmation, indeed. And then Khmer, ya, for yes, acknowledgement. Okay. So what we just have read here now, we can see that this sound is related across so many languages that it is unbelievable. It shows that the old world was very, very connected, and that we grew in stages, but that we always kept the roots that we inherited from our shared mom and dad, from our shared common ancestor. That is what this reveals to us. So this is a beautiful finding, another beautiful finding, because there have been so many now, that shows us clearly, black and white, that we came from the same family. Further back in time we go, and that these words are not new, Nothing here is random, nothing here is a coincidence, and nothing is arbitrary. Now, sure, these words can be in the modern times with new technology and, uh, all the new factors that are influencing our development. Sure, these words can now have different meanings, but that is something else. We have to separate them. The newest ones, we have to let them go because we are looking at the actual stages of language development itself. And it is showing us that there is a red thread here. And this red thread is going right back to the source from whence these words originated. And that is, although we are very different and have developed very, very differently across time and across the globe, we all shared the same common ancestor. And that is truly beautiful and magnificent. So, yeah. So, thank you for joining me again. Thank you for joining this crazy journey across time and this journey of remembrance. We're now remembering our shared past. And it is a privilege, it is my honor, my greatest joy to share it with you. Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much. Have a good day or evening, wherever you are. Cheers and bye.